Now, there's no right or wrong, there's just different flavors of harmony, and that's the topic now that we're on. That's what we're introducing next. And that's the third and final ingredient of modern music. Now, again, with harmony, it's just two or more notes that are different. Certainly, this C and C, or any note that's an octave away, that's not really going to create a harmony. But any two or more unique notes will create a harmonic texture. And just like in any written language, certainly you can take any of the letters of the alphabet, slam them together into some combination. You'll get some kind of word. Maybe it's not a real word, but you can certainly make a sound with it. Same thing here. We can put all sorts of textures together, but there's certain combinations that end up becoming words, or the vocabulary that we use on a regular basis. And in music, those are chords. So chords are very specific harmonies that we found to be very usable. So with chords, in our system of music, we build them every other letter. And in fact, we could keep going. So here I'm playing C, E, G, B, D, F sharp, A. And that F sharp there, just because it sounds just a little bit better than the F natural. But that also illustrates a fun point here that, well, it can be any form of the letter, but it has to be every other letter. Now, all this stuff at the top, that's spice. It's certainly nice, it's fun. It's not something you're going to see in 90% of the music you're looking at, so we're just going to forget about it right now. And certainly, having a four-note chord creates a really nice texture. But even that, we're going to abandon today. That's something you can experiment with later. Those are known as seventh chords. But right now, the basic vocabulary of harmony is going to be triads. These are the three-note chords. And triad chords come in three flavors. And, well, a lot of things in music kind of have three different flavors. Our first flavor is major. It's very bright sounding. We have major chords. We have major scales. We also have minor chords and minor scales. So those are two flavors, and both of them are stable flavors, but they're bright and dark. They're kind of our two polar opposites. Certainly we can think of major as bright and happy, minor as maybe dark, sad, a little gloomy. But that's not, once we start putting chords in the context of other chords, they can start to sound a little bit different. Certainly there's happy songs that have minor chords in them, and there's sad songs that have major chords in them. So don't associate too strongly happy with major and sad with minor, but certainly when we put them back to back, that starts to feel a little bit bright, dark. So those are our two flavors. And we do have a third flavor chord known as a diminished chord. In this case, I'm playing C, E flat, G flat. I'm still playing every other letter, but different form of the what we call the third and the fifth of the chord, because we say that we have a root, third, fifth, so on. That flavor might seem a little bizarre, not like something we might use too often. It does happen in music, but it's not something that's happening as much as our major and minor chords, and when it's used properly, well, then it starts to sound kind of nice. You can think of that chord as tension, and this is going to relate in a moment when we start talking about music as storytelling. Well, in stories, we have moments of bright, happy moments, we have kind of dark, gloomy moments, and then we have tension and action that propels the story forward, moves our character from one moment to the next. So start thinking in terms of storytelling, and music starts to make a little bit more sense.